Yeah. Comics for everyone.
All right, everybody. Welcome to BUB'S Comics channel here, and we're doing the No Faces comic chat. With me, as always, and I mean always, except for last week when he ditched us, is my friend DS Comics. Say hello, everybody.
What's up, everyone? I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys last week. I tried to get in there on the chat a little bit, but I had spotty internet out in the mountains. So it was, yeah, good show. Sorry I missed it. I'm glad I'm back.
Oh, no, back. Sorry. I'm getting it.
Somebody got caught.
I'm getting it. Dude, I'm watching us on TV. We're famous.
Okay, well, we've got with us almost as regularly as DS Comics. Actually, he does pretty well. We got my friend, your friend, our friend, Roger Metarog. Say greetings, everyone.
Greetings, everyone. Great to be here once again on the BUB'S No Faces chat.
Oh, wow. You're going to give Alan a run for his money. That's pretty good. And our very, very special guest, and I can tell you, we've been talking to her on the pre-chat for about 15 minutes now. She's special. We've got Lady Fantastic. Say hello, everybody.
Hello. How you guys doing? Love and sprinkles and confetti. Spirit fingers.
I like sprinkles and confetti, but the spirit fingers they make me nervous. I gotta tell you.
Well, it's got good. It's good juju. It's not bad juju. It's good.
Good juju.
Yeah.
The only bad juju is the one that rolls into your foot.
Just go for it.
Thanks. And tonight, anybody remember the name of our chat this evening? What team are we?
Team No Face.
Something about adapting. Adept adapters.
Yeah. The Adept Adaptations. Yep.
Oh, well, so Adept is kind of a qualifier. They may not necessarily be adepts, but they'll be adaptations.
Yes, that's true. But I like to give us the benefit of the doubt starting off and only entertain naysayers towards the end.
Oh, okay.
We start high, lady, and then it goes right down into the gutter.
All
That's
right,
the way it goes here.
All right. I'll start crapping on it later.
Around 6:45 Central Time.
We're very adept at adapting to the gutter when we get there. So
yeah, we fit right into the gutter. That's true. We're just like that other bacterial growth and
grief,
moss and lichens and all that stuff that grow in those environments. That Lady Fantastic probably knows much better than I.
So yeah,
like a tardigrade.
Dude, I don't know biology. I know biochemistry. I know about molecules. You start talking about clades of animals, and I'm like, I don't know.
Well, everybody should go research tardigrades because that is the most adaptive organism ever in the history of Earth. It's the tardigrade.
Well, that makes sense because, what does the retard mean? It means to slow down, and if something's a tardigrade, the Latin base is to rapidly undertake, I guess, growing or. Yeah, so it makes sense on Latin.
All right, cool. Yeah,
never mind.
Nice.
I love it.
Good info there.
Yeah, and in the text chat, we got Mr. Gretzky 9966 saying what's up. We got Knights of Old. I'm sure he won't give a single snarky or derivative remark all night.
Nope.
Yeah, right. We got Comic Collector. We got Area 51 Mike. He's up there in Canada. So we're glad to have him from across the northern border, our friends to the north, as they say. We got Michael Dodd saying hello. We got Werewolf by Lunchtime. He's saying good day. He is from the southernmost point of New Zealand, otherwise known as Australia. And we have we got Heroes to Icons saying hello, welcome, happy Monday, everybody. We got. All right, he spelled this out for me last time, so I'm going to try extra hard to get it right. Tony Guadliardo, I think is what he said. So good luck to me on that one. We got Super Russ in the house. Welcome, Russ the Collector. And I don't know. What else? We got Bad Dads here already. Wow, Pope Cerebus the First. You guys are rocking and rolling.
Bad Dad, I think that's a very good name.
It is. We got Seawood 19. Anybody who parks their motorcycle indoors is badass. So I'm down with that. Like he rolls into his comic room and parks the motorcycle in the middle of the comic room.
Yeah, he was like high. He was like high on the fumes, and he's like, "I'm a bad dad." Named himself.
And we got also the Senate is in the house. Thank you and welcome. And C. Wood. So glad to have you guys. Thank you all for being a part of the chat. And let's see. We got 15 in chat already, so we can get started probably. Tonight's topic of conversation is going to be, and it doesn't have to be a strict adherence, but if you fall off it, we'll let you know fast. And we're going to talk about comic characters that have originated in movies or TV shows. So it's kind of a backwards approach to some of the other videos we've had, and the one we had last week, where we talked mostly about movies that were going to be coming out that were with comic characters. So this is kind of the reverse of that. Anything that came out. So, for instance, my first two offerings, Voltron. Watched that show as a kid. You guys watch that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I knew Voltron, Age of Ultron, and my brother was really into the figures, the toys. Oh
yeah, anytime I say I had something, it was probably my brother's. But he had to go sometime, and it was mine when he wasn't looking. So we had the whole metal Voltron set, and a couple of years ago, I was able to assemble about 3/4 of a second set, but I never did finish it off. They're all connecting the metal ones. It was pretty cool. And my dad had the one, like somewhere in the last season or so of Voltron, they changed them into cars, and they were like planes and cars and helicopters and stuff. And my dad had the one of that. And even though at the time it went for a lot less money, now it's like a little more rare. So he had that one. So that's definitely a show that turned into comics. And of course, Darth Vader, we know that the movies predate the comics on that. So we got some Star Wars
close,
action.
though. Pretty close. Star Wars #1 came out right around the same time as A New Hope. Just a little bit after. Yeah.
Just a little after. But it was definitely based on the property of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to being an original creation.
Yeah.
So there's two I'm throwing up.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I got a stack here. I don't know if these count.
I think so.
Kid and Play.
I have no idea what's in this stack, by the way.
Where did you get that stack? That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Oh
that
my
is a
God,
shocker
you've got
to see a
Kid and Play? Oh my God.
Yeah, this is I bought a little bit of a lot, and I didn't pay hardly anything for it. And there's, I was just helping somebody out because he knows I'm into comics, and I was like, yeah, I mean, you don't have anything great here, but I'll give you a few bucks for him just to help him out. So
Dude, I love Kid and Play. I just saw some Kid and Play comics, like a review that they're starting to heat up or something.
Surely not. Let's hope not.
No,
and just so y'all know, Lady Fantastic had kind of a late reaction to that. She's watching kind of along with the rest of the viewers, so there'll be a little bit of a 10-second delay at the most. So she is fully tarded.
Oh, I'm
she's
sorry.
not. She's
I am tarded.
You're fully tarded. Yeah, so she's all right. Just so y'all know, she's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys, I have my phone that's filming like the actual camera or the actual comic with Oprah. But then I'm looking. I'm like Captain Picard. I've got a big screen TV that I've got my laptop, and then I've got like the little steering wheel here with a wireless. So I'm sorry. Apologize.
Yes, I can't see that stack you're looking through.
Yeah, it's a good stack. It's all, I
can't see it. I can't see it. You're not letting me see it. I'm here trying to angle my phone to see if I can see more.
Well, I mean, you want to see what's in here? All right.
Yeah, I want to see what's in there. I see some Charlton horror in there.
Ghostly
Haunts.
Ghostly Haunts, Black Magic.
Oh, I like that one.
Those Black Magics are heating up now. Finally.
Yeah.
Ghostly Haunts is great.
Ghosts.
I have several. I love them.
House of Secrets. Witching Hour.
Witching Hour, the one with the black cat. Oh,
wow.
I like that one. That's beautiful.
That is a nice one. Look at DS has been holding out on us, bub.
I'm telling you, no kidding.
He's like, yes, I have only Golden Age, horror, PCH,
nice
and here we go.
There's a man wolf.
That's an early one. That's a Creatures on the Loose appearance.
There's a ice cream.
Ooh, ice cream cone. Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
Where do you see an ice cream cone?
It's coming.
Right there on the right.
Oh, wait for your 10-second delay.
Oh, it hit.
Here's a random one.
Sorry, my lady. I forgot.
My God. Okay, hold on. I just don't want to look at the tiny little squares. They're so small. I'd rather look at the big screen.
Here's one.
Little Lotta.
Check this one out. This one has a sticker attached to it. It's a Werewolf by Night. And if I'm correct, one of these has a Marvel value stamp. I don't think, maybe it's not that one. But
Cut it out. Cut it out. Oh, no.
Here's a Werewolf by Night. Maybe this is the one. I got 2 Marvel value stamp ones.
Just rub it in.
But they're both missing.
Oh, yeah. Well, those might have been my X comics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I was a little gratuitous with the scissors when I was a youngster.
To be fair, DS Comics always pays full price or more for his books. So I'm sure he gave this guy about $678 in the stack right here.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
That Kazar may have a value stamp.
He's almost a benefactor, you know.
These are all like I don't know, VG to find. They're all good grades, and there's no superhero stuff. There's some, a bunch of bronze horror, and yeah, I mean they're not worth a whole lot, and it takes time when you buy a lot like this to sell them and try to get some money out of them. So I'll probably get a little bit of money if I sell all these, but I'm just gonna keep them and read them, and they're not. It's not a killer lot, but there's some cool stuff in here to read. There's a lot of bronze horror, which I like, so that's cool. And then I got, the 2 gems here, obviously, without question, are the Kid and Play and the Mr. T.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Never owned those before. That's
Mr. T and the T-Force. You gotta love it. And if you
that's a Neil Adams cover.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Which one? The Mr. T?
Yeah.
Yes, thankfully, the Mr. T, not the Kid and Play.
Did not do Kid and Play.
So here is my Mr. T and the T-Force.
Oh my gosh.
In commemorative folder. This was the dealer distribution copy.
Whoa!
And of course, so it came numbered and signed by Mr. T.
How did you get that?
Number 9,724 out of 10,000. So his little Pity the Fool had to sign all those comics. I bought it at a convention for $7.
I broke the bank on that one.
Absolutely. Boy, it hurt too.
Knights of Old says that the Star Wars comic came out 6 weeks before the movie was released.
I've heard that argument before, but I've heard more people say that is BS.
I remember it before the movie. I remember it like right around when the movie, but
I think it depends.
Differed back then.
I think if you go by the indicia on it, then it would appear that it did come out before that, but it actually didn't get sent for distribution until the release of the movie. So that was my understanding of it.
Yeah, it's possible.
If you look just at the print dates, it looks like it came out beforehand, but the actual distribution of it wasn't until after the movies were out.
Knights of Old, go ahead, argue with Roy Thomas.
Yeah.
Knew it.
Yeah.
Hey, I told you he was going to have something to say.
Yeah,
it didn't take him long. The very first one we showed.
And it could have been, distribution. Like I was in Miami at the time, so it could be distribution problems too, because back then it wasn't like today where things were pretty much like clockwork. Back then you could, sometimes 2 issues would come the same month at the same week because of distribution issues. So it's not like it wasn't quite as streamlined as it was now. So
I mean, it
could be.
Was it still Diamond back then? I mean, they've pretty much.
It was actually several. Diamond, Heroes World, Capital. There were several.
They conglomerated, didn't they, in order to form Diamond?
So when was that?
Well, in 1977, it was a whole different shebang because back then it was all newsstand copies.
Sure.
You didn't have. So they went through those distribution channels.
Oh, so like media distribution, same things that.
Correct. Right.
Okay,
right.
Understood.
And then later on, then you had the direct market, which then you had Diamond, Capital,
and that's probably Okay.
And that was just a few years after that. I want to say maybe 79, 80, somewhere in there.
So Mike is saying, my Area 51 Mike is saying that also he agrees with Knights of Old that as he recalls, the comic for Star Wars came out before the movie in an effort to get people familiar with the movie properties. So, hey, we'll say that's true because we got enough people in the chat agreeing to it. So I'm good with it.
Don't be so divisive. This is divisive.
I'm just gonna let it be. I mean, we don't know what kind of stir-ups we're causing around the. This could be an international incident, considering we've got Canada involved now. So we'll leave it at that.
and we got werewolf by lunchtime, so now we got New Zealand involved.
Oh my gosh!
Check this out.
He's not in New Zealand.
This is in the bag with the Mr. T. It is a mint card, and it's like gold foil where the necklaces are, the gold. It's even got the trading card. So I guess this was probably polybagged at some point.
Yes.
So, there you go. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yep, they were polybagged
Yeah.
at that time. Hey man, that's nothing. I got a whole letter from Mr. T saying just how amazing this is going to be. Yeah. It's really funny too because it talks about how don't worry, the Mr. T is fully behind this comic. This comic is going to go well. It's going to survive. Everyone's going to love it. We have the best artists in the business doing it, and we've got Mr. T.
Comic.
It does, and it even says and don't worry, Mr. T's going to be pushing this comic so hard, and when Mr. T talks, the media listens. It says that in there. It's hilarious. It's such a little time capsule of crazy. I love it.
You could probably just present that at the club and not have to pay a fee.
Get all my drinks for free.
Yeah, like that Silk Road, the pass that if you had Genghis Khan or one of the Khans, he was really mean. Yeah. It's like that. It's like the golden pass.
I think it's exactly like that. And no troll will stop me on a bridge either.
Yeah, well, and you should try it and tell me how it goes.
Yeah, I'll be right there. I'll be calling you from jail.
Don't call me.
Roger, what do you got?
My number.
Yeah,
I don't know you.
This face chat. What is this? I don't know this guy. Roger, what do you got up there? The Flintstones? Is that what you're showing us today?
Yeah, I got about 15 or 20 here, but Flintstones is the one that came to mind. And I have this souvenir. This is from 1964 World's Fair. Of course, I believe that Steamboat Willie came out way before Disney came out in comics, but I don't know that for a fact. I'm going off really bad memory here. Here's one for you, Lady Fantastic. Firestar. Where did she first appear?
Who the hell is Firestar?
This young lady right here.
Roger has about 7 long boxes dedicated to who the hell are they? That's the heavy bulk of his collection.
I could give you a history, but it won't be the true history. I'll just make something up.
Oh, that's awesome.
She got lost at the mall. Looking for some egg rolls. I don't know.
Look in the chat; they'll tell you. It was a animated show called Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends,
and that's where Firestar comes from.
That's correct. She was created because the show had Spider-Man and it had Iceman, and they wanted to bring in female viewers, so they created a superheroine called Firestar.
Well, that worked really well because I know who she is.
Yeah, I like it.
That's why I don't know who the F Firestar is because she's not an X-Men character. It's
no, she is a mutant though.
Well, hell. Hey, I have a question. For serious. What was G.I. Joe a comic or a show first? I don't know.
It was a toy first.
It was a toy first. Yeah.
Well, so then what came after the toy?
The cartoon.
And then the comic.
Yeah, but shortly thereafter, it was all kind of together. It was a toy first, and then to market the toy, they had the cartoon and the comic.
Okay, so it was like a wave.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
it was a marketing campaign. Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
Well, there was a G.I. Joe comic also in the 50s. There was a G.I. Joe comic. Yes. So it was a toy and a comic long before that cartoon.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
The toy was first, but then they had a comic going on the same time as the toy back in the 50s.
Yeah. Okay. So that's true. So when they had the 50s run, was the comic first, and then they had the little dolls?
No, those dolls are old.
Yeah.
I think those are from the early 50s, I think.
Yeah.
So
actually, Mike, Area 51 might know because he just picked up an old G.I. Joe at a show he went to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think better than
I think it was a repop.
Yeah, that one was a repop, but I mean, I think I saw some originals there in his video.
Yeah, boy, that was amazing, and the repop's beautiful too.
Oh yeah,
complete in the box and everything. It's pretty cool.
French Legionnaire. Yeah.
Well, RoboCop for sure. He was a movie first, and toys, very appropriate, right? And of course, RoboCop 2. RoboCop 2 also. Yeah, that's the one. So there's 2 more. DS, you got any to throw at us?
Nope. I've got one. I can pull it out. I didn't even think of it until just while we started the show, but this barely counts. But I'll pull it out if people want to see it. But it's a Godzilla comic.
Yep.
That they handed
I got that one too.
Yeah. Entering the theaters for the first American release of Godzilla. So, but Godzilla was already in Japan, and then they released the comic at the theater when the American Godzilla was released. So I don't know if that comes from the movie or if it came out the same time in America or how you want to classify that. But you know, I have Golden Age stuff. I don't have anything based on movies. This is way out of my area of expertise or collecting.
Well, I need
I
we might not have a lot of books to show, but still, if you can think of any, that works too, because there's lots out there.
I had a full run of that Beavis and Butthead in like 9/8 condition. I got the first couple graded. I sold them years ago, but I was going to the comic shop when those were coming out, and I bought them all, and I had the full run. Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, all
That's awesome.
That's surprising. Scraping the jaw, scraping the jaw, scraping the jaw, scraping the jaw.
So valuable one day because that show was so popular, and I bought those. I'm like, man, these are gonna be worth $1 million someday.
and this one is actually signed by the creator.
But I don't know. I haven't kept up on the prices of them.
Hey, do you guys know? So you remember that The Simpsons was a cartoon on the Tracy Ullman show at first, but was it a comic before that?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah, I think it was a comic strip first in like Sunday paper type deal, and then they did the Tracy Ullman show, and then they had their own, and then they had comics. I think. I'm throwing that one out there.
I don't know about that. That's a good one on me. I don't know that one.
Wow.
King Kong, he's been around forever.
Oh, for sure, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah. That's my favorite King Kong right there, though.
The Peter Jackson or that cover right here?
No, the Dave Stevens one. Don't worry. Wait for the delay. It's coming. There he is.
I know, whatever, dude. I'm going back and forth and everywhere. Yeah, I see what I mean.
I like that.
Here,
man, we got a bunch of. Yeah, go ahead, Roger.
Here's another ape kind of thing. Planet.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's good. I like that one.
I got that one and this one here. These are books and records. I do have the regular series too, but these were more accessible, so I pulled these out.
Dude, Dr. Zayas scared the hell out of me as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
He's a creepy little. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like one of those like underhanded, just never gave you a straight answer for anything.
Yeah, well, throwing you in the cages if you I don't know, mess up, dude. He's a scary.
I know he can talk, but still hide it from the rest of the population.
Dude, when The Simpsons satirized it, it was great.
Oh, it wasn't that funny? That was hilarious.
The Dr. Zayas song. Oh.
I think her name was Nala, the girl, or Zora, or what was her name?
Zora, Dr. Zora. Yeah, Dr. Zora.
Yeah, Dr. Zora. She wasn't that bad looking. I'll just say that. As a kid, I didn't think she was that bad looking. I'm just saying, a little bit of nair might fix some of that, but other than that, it was all right.
Oh boy,
she was smart too.
This is scandalous.
Yeah, that's Bub, lady. That's Bub, my lady. That's
we're breaking barriers, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Bub is a trailblazer in all the worst ways. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need a weed whacker to get to that. Here is Elvira's House of Mystery. Look at that. Another look back-to-back Dave Stevens covers. Wait for the delay. You'll love it. There it is.
I see it. I'm looking at it. Come on, man. Is that like a Bewitched swipe or something?
It's kind of she's riding a broom, and I guess it is. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. I think it is.
I think it is. Looks really good. I love it.
I'm just going to randomly throw up different ones throughout the thing. So if you just say the comic change, it's because I thought it might fit the criteria.
Well, I think that does now. Not that exact issue, but Jubilee started in the cartoon series. She was an original creation for the X-Men cartoon.
Yes. Which,
the animated
speaking
series.
of which,
yep.
This is a great book.
Previously on X-Men.
You should agree. Yeah. Oh, the history. But and honestly, I'm gonna be one of those people that are nerdy and like, oh man, MCU is created with X-Men. That's where I'm at. I'm there.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting there. I mean, actually, it's true. Like, there's other thing that predated it, but the faithfulness they had to the story was unparalleled.
It was good.
It was really good.
It really was.
I don't think we'll have another good cartoon like that again. I don't see him. The Batman
say
animated
that.
series was
Don't
good,
you
but
say that.
they took a lot of liberties. Yeah. I like the X-Men, like Batman animated series, but as far as what stayed true to the books, Batman did not. It made a lot of changes for the cartoon that was not true to origin stories of villains or anything like that. But the X-Men cartoon really was. So I enjoyed that.
It was very well done. Hey, does anybody have any Harley Quinn?
I do. I have one. I got it in a Bueller box.
Ooh.
Yeah. Woo.
Because she first appeared, since Bub mentioned it, she first appeared in the Batman the animated series, and then in the Batman animated series comic, and then went into continuity.
Everybody and their mama that wants that comic.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That's on my list of. So I was talking. I had uploaded a video late last night, this morning, whatever, and somebody had mentioned on there that they're kind of waiting for the market to crash before they start buying some of these bigger books till they come back down to earth. The comic market, if such a thing truly exists. So to me,
yeah, it really does. I mean,
it does. That's on my list of books to pick up if anything devastating happens to the comic market, because it's not a rare book. There's tons of them out there in any grade that you're looking for, most of them in higher grades. And that's a book that is kind of a key, but it's not really, because it's not a true first appearance. It's a first appearance in comics.
It's a novelty in a way. I mean, it's really just kind of a novelty.
So I think that's a good book to go. That's on my list of books to go after when the market crashes, because I should be able to get that.
When? When?
I thought you said you're an optimist.
I am an optimist. I'm optimistic about getting that book.
Okay.
But Bub can I wouldn't put him as optimist. I would put him as more of a veiled realist.
A fatalist? A nihilist?
Well, I don't know about a nihilist now. I didn't say that. He's not trying to destroy society. But that I know of at least.
I shall remain silent on account of this being recorded.
But the comic market gloom and doom, we tackle that a lot, my lady. We love to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there for both of the. I was there for the 90s. Well, the 90s was actually more of the boom, but the sharp decline in the early 90s. I mean, yeah, but really the dynamic, the size and the dynamism of the comic market has exponentially changed in the face of MCU movies hitting. When we got the technology to make badass movies, that shit took off, and I think we entered another comic boom. But that's just an observation of mine. Could be false.
Yeah, I agree. It very well could.
Yeah, we had a show where we talked about that. I mean, we all agreed that was so. That to us, or most of us, there's a movie age at this point. Where
right, it's great.
Since 2008, where the movies moved the needle on the comics, not necessarily the other way around.
Yeah,
and that's something that we discussed. And I think the facts really do, plant. The facts I think sort of are there, because the sharp incline. I think like look at the announcement of Love and Thunder, and then you can't find that What If 10 or whatever it is. It went from $1 book to like $100 book.
I mean, I was a Thor fan before, and before the announcement, it was still about 20. It was about 15 to 25. But yeah, but that's because I covet it, so I would know. I have my thumb on it.
Okay. I found mine in dollar bin, but that was
so that's bragging. Now you're just showing it off. But that's
a lot.
Hey, that's geographical luck. But in my world, in the Nashville world, it's no such thing. I've not seen it. But you're right. We can all luck out.
It's hard picking in Nashville.
Yeah, bless my heart, man, with them Coda beans.
Yeah, they're rough. You got a what is that? Great Escape down there.
Yep. It's
Not too bad. They got solid 50-cent fines in there.
yeah, so I like hitting them when they're 20 or 20 or 25% off, and it knocks it to 40 and 37.5 because I'm that cheap.
Yeah, I hear you.
Do the
I'm
math
with you
on it,
100%, my lady. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you love
DS?
comics, you're willing to haggle. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
You're good.
Oh, yeah.
DS, did you remember? You have some Battlestar Galactica fond memories, don't you?
I do. I remember watching Battlestar Galactica when I was like 5 years old, and that was my favorite show as a kid. It was the Battlestar Galactica, and the Cylons always scared the hell out of me with that
Cylons.
one flashed across. And
Heck yeah.
really love that.
These guys up here.
You probably had the action figure.
I had so many toys when I was a kid. Like when I was 5, it was right around where the 80s started. So I had all of the original, not all, but I had a lot of the original Star Wars toys.
Mm-hmm.
I had Star Galactica toys. I had all kinds of cool stuff from like the late 70s, very early.
Yeah.
And
Do you have any Star Trek stuff?
No, because I didn't really get into Star Trek until I was like a teenager. And then I started watching the old reruns of the William Shatner original.
Yeah.
At that point, I was buying comics. I wasn't buying toys anymore. But when I was like a kid in the 80s, like first half of the 80s, the toys I was buying, G.I. Joes, Transformers, I had all the original stuff. Much of it's been lost over the years, but some of it I still found at my parents' house.
Wow.
And there's probably more there, which I'm going to look when I go back up there next time. But I had a whole bunch of original Star Wars stuff, and the only thing I have left is an original Yoda with the orange snake. It is missing the snake.
Oh, nice.
It's missing the snake, missing the robe, missing the cane. So
he's naked.
What were you doing with that Yoda there, DS?
I don't know. I mean, this was probably before my zip locking the accessories for the toys phase.
It's like Yoda the Voyeur edition.
I got Transformers and G.I. Joes. I had a system now. I took all the weapons.
The nudist colony edition.
Put it in a Ziploc bag so I wouldn't
I
lose.
could see Yoda being down with that.
Absolutely. He's at the right height to party. I mean, that's for sure.
Hey, is that a green lightsaber, or are you just happy to see me?
Oh, man. It's the Force. It's the Force.
Wait. This is 12.
Well, listen to this. I had a programmable talking Darth Vader head, like a life-size Darth Vader head.
I've seen those.
1978, I had this thing, and you could turn the pitch up and down on the voice. You could program it to say certain phrases, and it was just a life-size head that you just sit on the table and you could mess with the dials and mess with Vader's head and the way he talked. It was freaking trippy, and I was only little, and I was tripped out by it. That thing, I've never even seen one since. That thing's got to be hard to find and probably worth a good amount of money.
I bet you thought it was the cutting edge of technology, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
I think it probably was in 1978. I used to have the little, you could get the records. I had Star Wars records that came with a booklet, and it had a little electronic thing that you run over the words, and it would read it to you out loud.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, it was bizarre.
Man, all I had was a Teddy Ruxpin.
Man, I wanted a Teddy Ruxpin so bad. I hate you now. That just happened. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
Like that.
I can't help it.
Like that.
I love Teddy Ruxpin. I never had one. First time I ever came across one to buy, it was like at a yard sale, and it was broke and beat up, had like dog piss all over it, and I still almost bought it.
You wanted it.
That's on my list of top 5 creepiest toys of all time, the Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Along with the late 1800s animatronic French dog that the mouth goes up and down. That thing's creepy.
Oh, man.
The Teddy Ruxpin.
I don't like that monkey with the cymbals.
Yeah, that's on the list too.
Yeah, that's a little.
I used to
I
creep
can't
me
think
out.
of that one. What's that?
What?
I have to look that up.
It's a
The
monkey,
monkey
and
with the
has, like,
symbols?
yeah, it was in Poltergeist, I think. It was.
Oh, no, I don't mean
Probably was. It was also in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, I think.
Right. Yeah, another. Yeah, correct. Yeah, maybe
And
I
it's
got those mixed
also
up.
in
It was
that
in one of those movies, one of those creepy movies where it moved by itself.
What's that group that recently did a a video, 10,000 Fireflies or whatever. I don't know the group. A few years ago, they did a video for that song, and it has all the cool 80s toys in it, including a Speak and Spell. I had the Speak and Spell, original Speak and Spell with all the different cartridges, and I had the math and the Speak and Math one or whatever, the bluish one.
Wow. That is awesome.
The chat is talking about several shows and things. Space 1999. Anybody remember that? Where they had
Got me on that one.
I think they had a base on the moon.
I have an Outer Limits. I have an Outer Limits comic, but I can't find it. I don't know where I put it.
Shogun Warriors. I do have a Shogun Warriors comic. That's kind of in the vein of the Japanese anime giant robot vein.
I guess you could do things like Animaniacs and stuff, huh?
Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably was first. I think
Definitely
that was
a show first.
Show first, yeah.
Yeah.
Fireball XL5. I think that's Marionation or whatever that is. Like Thunderbirds. What do you call that type where you're moving marionettes around?
Marionettes, yeah.
Oh.
Creepy puppet work. That's what you call it.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's what it is. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it's like my memory has gaps in it. Let's see. Biggie says that he's he has a fear of animatronics. Yeah, me too, Biggie. Don't like it. It's unnatural.
Well, I mean, it was particularly like creepy because it's like we didn't have animation. I mean, remember like Chuck E. Cheese's or before when it was called like Showbiz Pizza?
Mm-hmm.
Those were creepy fucking animatronics. Those shows every half hour they do because they were so jerky, you know?
Yeah, I was always playing the video games during those shows.
Yeah. Well,
Kept his head down and quarters ready.
You were drinking the beer, huh? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was. They didn't serve beer.
They do serve beer.
Yes,
Yes, they do.
They served beer when I went to Chuck E. Cheese.
And every dad got a picture of that shit too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I really
you
don't.
Could get parents to like get in there.
I didn't know. I mean,
Yeah,
beer and
they
kids,
used to-
that's probably not a good combination because they'll drink out of any glass around, you know.
They used to heavily advertise that you could get beer there that way to get parents to go.
I mean, it's the only reason I would go because I mean, God, I don't want to be in that. You have an epileptic fit in those places.
They're rough.
Here's a good one: Ultraman, Inframan. That's another Japanese anime, I believe, type stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember that.
What about Inuyasha? Was it a show first or was it a comic, a book, or a manga?
Who?
Inuyasha. I've seen it both as a comic and as a cartoon. Inuyasha.
I have no idea what that is.
You got me on that one, my lady.
I haven't been Japanese in years.
I mean, my brother is really into that. So,
Japanese, I really think so. Remember that song?
yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Roger.
That's what I'm here. I'm here all night.
Do you remember that song, Just Working for the Japanese? Little cars and color TVs, sending all the money overseas to the Eastern Sphere. One day we're gonna lose our roots, wear Oriental jeans and boots, and drink nothing but Kawasaki Saki Hana Wana Mitsubishi root beer.
Pretty sure that was the Billy Ray Cyrus song, wasn't it?
I don't know, man. I know it's in my head.
When are you at the Grand Ole Opry, milady? Because I want to go see your show.
All right, man. I'll be there all this weekend.
Oh, I gotta drive. I gotta drive fast then.
Yeah, man.
We got Outer Limits. We got Twilight Zone here. There's another Neil Adams cover. He must have been hard up for work for a while there.
Oh, Neil. I've
Neil
seen
Adams.
pictures of him like all alone at a con. You know, nobody
Yeah,
wants to
because
go
his prices are ridiculous.
That's what I've heard. He just sits there by himself.
Man.
He did some quirky stuff in the 80s.
Mike Tiger says it was live action, not anime.
Yeah, he did. It was wild, man. He must have been needing some lunch money or something, or bus money or something. Probably had some gambling debts.
Dude, we all have our times.
Like independent titles in the 80s and really whacked out covers. Really cool, sort of unique art, but yeah, nothing mainstream. But he's got some crazy 80s stuff. Yeah, I mean, he did Mr. T.
We all did crazy
It
things.
says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Tim
Look at
said
this.
that Inuyasha was a comic first.
Yeah, I say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Cool.
he would
You
know.
guys see that?
He reads a lot of manga, so he would know.
Okay. Thanks,
Yeah.
Tim.
check this out, guys. We got the Barbie twins. See if I can get that in focus.
God.
Never mind. See, I had this since I was a kid, so
Scandalous.
it's seen better days.
I bet
It
it
has
has. Is it all
several
crooked?
bends and folds.
I won't ask what you did with that card,
In the
Bub.
throes
I
of
won't ask.
passion, he's crushed it.
I'm telling you. And then here it says that they're starting the Barbie Twins Adventures coming in March 1995 from Topps Comics.
Oh my
And
God.
just like a week ago, I found that comic. So I've had this since I was a kid, but I just found this like a week ago. Here's the Barbie Twin Adventures #1 from Topps Comics. So there you go. So there's another property.
Oh my God, you got the book.
Yeah.
Who's the cover artist on that?
I think it's an Irish guy. It's Dude McDuderton. He might be Scottish. Dude McDuderton is the cover.
That can't be his
artist
real
on
name.
this
Yeah,
one.
that's a pen name of some
That's a
sort.
pen
It's Hugh
That's a
Fitzhugh,
pseudonym
right?
for sure.
But it has it's like a double cover. Like the back is also a flip, but it's the same story. But they did like a little flip book out of it. And that one is Mahoney, wherever that is. So there you go. Or maybe it says Motley Crue. I don't know what that says. But there you go. Barbie Twins Adventures, complete with polybagged card. Now, we'll stick those together. This one already has some. There you go. Stuck right on there.
Nice one.
So,
Must have missed out on that phenomenon.
you know, I don't know anyone else that remembers that, but I do because I had the.
Clearly, it's made an impression on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we also have the Aliens versus Predator that I have up here. I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure that this was definitely after, because Aliens was 1970 something. Nine, I want to say
8 or 9.
Yeah, it was when, even when I was a youngster.
Ridley Scott, baby.
Ridley Scott, yep. And then Predator was a little bit after that with
81? 80, 81? I don't know.
Yeah.
Predator was
That's
1987.
Right. So
Predator was
separately,
87?
I think so. I'm not 100%, but
You could be right.
that sounds right. That sounds right because separately,
I can
that
just
would be
Google it.
that would be like their each appearances as characters were out of the
87.
representative movies, but then combined together, this is their first appearance as a combination
As a
of
couple.
Aliens versus Predators. Yeah, as a couple. I ship this. I do. I got to tell you.
How can we make, like, you know how like Jen and Ben were like Benifer? How can we do that with Aliens and Predator? Pralians?
Pralians. Ooh, Pralians and cream. That sounds good. I'm getting hungry now.
So sweet.
Yeah, I like it.
Alienator versus Predator. What was it? What'd you say, lady?
Pralians versus
Pralians. There you go. Pralians.
editors.
Yeah, that's a great ice cream flavor. A praline.
I like it.
Pralians.
Pralians and
Ben
Scream.
and Jerry's.
I like
Yes.
it.
It really has a bite to it. Yeah.
Yup, yup.
Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, man.
here's
I'm throwing it down
here's
hard.
my last
to be
one.
on this show, you know. I mean, no
Oh,
sane
Alf.
person to be on here. Come on.
I love Alf.
I know that was
Alien
one of my
Life
favorite
Form.
books.
Alien Life Form. I'll never forget that. It was on a test and I missed it. I remember that was the only one I missed.
ALF.
ALF.
Yeah.
I was like racking my brain. It was like an English class, and I was racking my brain. ALF. I have no idea what this means.
All
You
right,
know,
I got one. I've got
Yeah.
one, but it's a Star Wars one. What does TIE Fighter stand for? TIE.
Ooh, I don't know. Tell me.
I have no idea. I thought it just because it
Anyone?
looked like a tie.
TIE? No one knows? Twin
No.
ion engines, baby.
Ooh!
Oh, nice.
Wow!
I like it.
You're
Here,
gonna need
high
to know
five,
that.
milady. That
You're
is
gonna need to
awesome.
know
I've
that.
never heard that before.
Yeah.
I thought it just looked like a bow tie.
No, bro. Get with the
I-
That's what I thought too.
Hey,
No
Oprah
idea.
says get with the program. Where is she? I need to find Oprah. She's got to yell at you.
Uh-oh. I'm being castigated by Oprah.
She's got a judgy eye. I don't know.
She does.
She scares me. Let me tell you, she scares me.
That's because the judgy eye is a little bit lazy, so you can evade it.
know.
You can move a little
Poor
faster than
artist.
it does.
I know. Like, what if this artist showed you this and you're like, oh, it's really good. And you're like, oh my God, the eye's lopsided.
Does that really look like me?
Yes. Yes.
she was violent in that Color Purple movie, you know, where she beat up her husband.
Yeah.
Remember that?
No
She's like,
holds barred.
I love him, I do, but I'll kill him dead.
Yeah.
Oh man, that scared me to death.
She was a feisty little one on that. And then Beloved
Nice.
was just crazy. That was a crazy ass movie. Anyways, I digress.
Oprah's about to deliver a beatdown. Yeah.
You know what?
We've got so many people in the chat. We need to regulate.
Sorry.
Roger has been so enthralled with Lady Fantastic singing at the Grand Ole Opry that he has failed in his weekly duties to tell us who's joined the chat since last time we checked. Where are we at, Roger?
It's true. It's true. It's like a mermaid siren song. You know, I've just been swooning here. So
yeah,
you're right. And it's
a
little fishy. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Gray Man. Here we go. Gray Man is in here. My buddy from the UK. And of course,
Gray Man. He's cool.
Yeah.
I like Gray Man.
And
hey, he won Matilda's Gothica's contest for her 900.
Yeah,
he won. He gets a drawing of his choice, I believe. Of course, we got our old Star Wars. Word with my lunchtime in here. Pope Cerebus I is in here.
Pope.
Hey.
The ring. All hail to the Pope. What's up, brother?
All hail to the Pope. Of course, we got Knights of Old in here. He's always in here making trouble.
I know. He's telling the truth.
but we love him. We love him to death. He's one of the golden guys and one of the most knowledgeable guys on time that you'll ever want to know about.
You need one of
Mike
those, though.
From Area 51, do not raid his house, okay? Do not go and raid his house. He does not live over there in the U.S. He lives in Canada. All right, let's make Midwest Comic Man is here. Very knowledgeable guy. Great at pressing books, and man, he really knows his stuff. I was on a show with him.
Great book presser, huh? Is that what's going to be on his grave?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit more involved than that. But
the man could press a hell of a book.
The man could press a book. That's for sure. Night Tiger, my buddy from Ocala, is in here.
Night Tiger's cool dude, nice guy, and I've got a book coming out to him. We're doing a trade.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I think he did an entry to your contest, like I did, and everybody else should plug.
Good. I like watching them. They make me happy.
Michael Dodd is in here, another really knowledgeable guy. Bad Dad, of course, who has the most insane collection I have ever seen. I mean, I don't want to see his videos because every time I see them, I cry. Because it's just insane. It's so good. From Heroes to Icons, Jason, great artist. He AOK'd me a blank cover with an art, which I held in high esteem. I look at it and just thank my lucky stars that I have somebody like him in the community.
Yeah, there are a lot of really talented folks that are in this community.
Oh. Yeah. Did you see some of the Comic Head 84 did an entry for Night Tiger? Great.
Yeah, I saw that.
What wasn't that something?
I know.
You know, I mean, when you see my entry, you're gonna barf when you see my drawing.
His looked like straight up it was marketed or something. Like you know,
he thought it out to a T.
Like biker mice from Mars. What?
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Okay, I already talked about Comic Collector being in here. DS Comics, who cares about him? Let's keep going. He's my buddy. He knows that. He's my buddy all the way. The immortal Biggie Shack is in here. Biggie Shack has been just tearing it up.
Man,
he's been getting AOKs. He's been winning contests.
People love his ass.
Live streams. He is just on fire here.
People love you.
Absolutely.
When he comes out with his wrestling belts and shit. And
man.
Cigarette hanging off his lip. He doesn't play, dude.
Yeah, he's got a character for every kind of wrestler you can think of. NWO, WWF, whatever. He's there. He and Comic Head have that show, and they're wrestling fanatics.
Dude, they could win. They need to learn how to capitalize on that. With all that knowledge about the WWF, there's some way that they can capitalize on that.
Yeah, that's the sad thing. I don't think there is.
There's no way you can do that.
There's just no money here at all.
You cannot make money off of it.
Hialeah Comic Bro, my buddy from my old stomping grounds in Miami-Dade County is in here.
Hey, what's up, bro? The Beast is chatting. I like it.
Feed the Beast. Remember that? Feed the Beast. Very important. And Alex, the Comic Quarter, he's probably running and listening to us, but he's also in the chat for at least for a minute.
Welcome. Let's see. I saw that there was Caleb Comic Smurf Murphy.
Sup, Comic
Oh
Smurf.
yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Comic
Caleb,
Smurf,
another
man.
Floridian, and another guy who's just tearing it up all over YouTube.
Why is everybody from Florida? It's
Did
so
you get
weird.
Unruly Simeon?
Oh, of
Yeah.
course. I wouldn't leave out this. I wouldn't leave out Unruly Simeon. He's got another great contest, which I just did his entry along with Lady Fantastics, I believe.
You guys, Unruly Simeon is like Odin in my book. He's fucking Odin. Unruly, you are worthy to wield Mjolnir and some other shit too.
Congratulations on that.
There's a new gentleman in the chat, John Reynolds. I don't think.
Welcome, John Reynolds.
Welcome. Gambling
John
on
Reynolds.
fixed outcome events. Is what he's talking about. Okay. Yeah, well, wrestling, who knows? And of course, Seawood was in here. Oh, actually, he's still in here. Okay, all right. Then he's listening to us while making dinner. What are you making, Seawood? Invite us over, buddy. Come on, hook a brother up, man.
I think he's in Ohio, so I can make it up there if the food was good enough.
Yeah, I mean, if the food is good, I'll drive long enough, you know.
Comic Collector saying the real question is, how are there so many comics in Florida? And this is what I'm going to say. This is a theory of mine. One, is the climate correct for it, or is it too humid? I don't know. But you
It's too humid. It's too humid.
Where do all of the older people go when they retire? They go to Florida. You know, old people have treasures. That's why all the good comics are there, man.
Well, I lived in Florida for 50 years, my lady, so I can tell you, yep. And estate sales are gold mines over there. I have bought my share of really expensive stuff for next to nothing.
So you've been playing Florida for a half century, huh?
Well, no, not that long, but
I know.
Maybe the past 20 years though. Yeah.
I'm giving you a hard time, man.
I
would have if I could have, but I had no money until I was in my late 20s. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, join the club, man.
We got Man Cave Comics in the house too. If you guys haven't checked out he's a fairly new channel.
Hey, Man Cave.
I think he's under 100 subs last time I checked, but he's a good channel to check out.
All right, everybody, you know what you got to do. You got to sub him up. Let's go.
Yeah.
We got how many in chat? Let's go. Sub him up. Give him some love, some encouragement. Let's get him out there.
He doesn't put out videos every week, so you know how DS. You know how you don't like content or providers who put out videos constantly. He likes his videos like as special editions to come out like once a month. So
well, I just subscribe to him, guys. He seems cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't that right, DS? You still with us? You fall asleep?
No, I'm here. I'm doing some other stuff and listening, and I just subbed up Man Cave Comics. I'm reading the chat. I just got a book I'm about to take out of the press, so I got a lot of stuff going on here.
He's working. He's a working
multitasking over there.
Answer your question.
These are the ones I'm pressing next, if anybody cares. I've got. I just pressed a 142, so I got a 141. I got to press.
Nice.
Well, thank you. I needed that one. Thank you very much.
Thing 1, I'm going to press. I bought this for cheap, and I think this is like a 9.8, man.
Ooh, yellow cover, nice.
I got a couple First Machine Man.
Oh God,
like
Mama like it.
Yeah, I got one of those already. You can keep those. The rest, fork them over. Here's an interesting one that I'm going to add to the discussion here.
So what's the deal on that?
Steed and Mrs. Steel, the original Avengers.
Yes, this is true.
I've never even heard of that.
You don't know the Avengers? They were a British team.
Oh,
that country that's across the Pacific from us over there.
Like
so that's what the Atlantic was based on. That had. I watched a movie called The Avengers, I think, and it was not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got Sean Connery as the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray Fiennes plays.
He's in it.
Plays John Steed.
Yeah. Okay.
And, Uma Thurman plays Emma Peel, I think.
Yeah,
I think I remember that.
I didn't know related to that actually. So,
but that was an original. That was a British show from the '60s, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
Originally black and white, and then they went color when that technology caught up to them.
I'd say that original Emma Peel was way hotter than Uma Thurman. They failed on that one. I thought they failed on that one.
No Uma love here.
Shots fired.
I mean, there could be some love there, but she's not on the same level as the original Emma Peel was.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody looks a little better in black and white, probably. So.
And
So what else we got, guys? We're
Well-
almost at an hour. Wait, we can end this
No,
now
we're over an
and be
hour.
in.
Oh,
No,
we're over
we're
now.
not.
No?
Only in Mississippi time.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think
Whoa.
that counts.
The world moves a little differently over here. Let me tell you that. Well, this is
Yeah.
kind of different because it actually started in the
Ooh,
novel
pretty.
by Bram Stoker, of course.
yes.
But there were movies before he was in. I think I don't. DS was Dracula introduced in the Adam or Golden Age, as far as you know.
I mean, there's
There
the
was
very
a book.
full pre-code horror book was in 1947, was Eerie One, that one shot by Avon.
Mhm.
That has Nosferatu on the front, but they wouldn't let them use the actual Nosferatu, so they called it something else. But that's essentially a vampire Dracula type character on that comic in 1947. And there's plenty of Golden Age books with Dracula in it.
Okay.
But it's not the same as the Marvel Dracula's different character, sort of based on that one.
Right. I mean, but obviously he was licensed several times throughout the years. But I was just wondering if the movie, which I believe was the first movie with Dracula, was in the 30s. I want to say.
Yeah,
Was
it was like 1933 or something.
Yeah.
something like
But
that.
Bram Stoker's Dracula was written in like 1839 or something.
Yeah. Right. The original was back in the 1800s. That's true. Yeah, I don't know if there was a so you're right, but we're talking about movies and TV before the comic, so I didn't want to go back to that or Mary Shelley or anything like that. But
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Comic Smurf is talking about Dracula being real. I assume he's talking about Vlad the Impaler.
the Impaler, he was based on that.
Romanian. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was based
So,
on that
yeah.
because he would put his enemies up on these long stakes and down the pathways to show people that if you mess with him, you dead.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, true
Dracula's
story.
public domain. So yeah, a lot of these books that are the classics, they get released to public after a certain amount of time, and so these guys are saying that it's public domain now. Dracula.
Yeah, that's how Zenoscope stays in business. They just take all the public domain titles and put a half-naked woman on the cover and then sell it. And then they sell double if she's fully naked, right? And she's
1897. Okay, under
Wow.
we said it is 1897. I think I said
1897.
8.
Wow.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
Place of Old is saying Nosferatu is 1929. I think I
Yeah.
recall when they did Nosferatu, the Stoker's family or something wouldn't let them use the name Dracula, so they came up with a different name. I think there was something like that where that movie related to Dracula, but they weren't allowed to use the word Dracula in it.
Got it. So you guys, Hialeah is saying that Shadow of the Vampire was great, and I just have to concur. It's got Willem Dafoe that's playing the character that was the Nosferatu character back in the day, and he was so creepy and weird. It's so great, man. You guys should check out Shadow of the Vampire, but it's about the filming of the movie with Willem Dafoe being the Nosferatu character.
I mean, that's not real far off anyway. He already looks that creepy.
Yeah, I know.
They saved a ton of money on makeup.
I love some
Yeah.
You know,
Willem
one of the
Dafoe.
most disturbing films ever made, in my opinion, is called Antichrist, and it stars Willem Dafoe.
Really?
And it might be available on Netflix or Amazon Prime. It's out there to watch. It's called Antichrist. It's super disturbing, and it has Willem Dafoe in it. So if anybody wants to just be totally disturbed, check it out.
Okay, I've got one for you. I got a comic for you, and it's kind of all right. So first, it was written by Neil Gaiman, right? American Gods wrote Neil Gaiman, right? And then it got made into a show, and now it's a comic again, right?
See, when you say Neil Gaiman, I hear Neil Diamond. So I
I say
immediately
Diamond.
looked up real fast. I was like,
You
Neil Diamond
said-
wrote a comic book?
No.
Like, isn't it
How-
in sequence?
okay,
It's
so how
pretty
does-
great.
How does the Neil Gaiman or Gaiman say his own last name?
I haven't talked to him.
I don't know.
How does the Gaiman say his last name?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
don't know.
Okay,
We'll
well,
have to find out.
I don't
yeah,
know.
because I say Gaiman, I don't know.
So that goes back and forth then. So that dips back
Yeah,
into both
I
sides.
like the
That's
flip
cool.
flopper. Yeah,
I like that.
wild
That's
and
cool.
crazy, edgy. Isn't
Johnny
it?
Quest, we got some more Dave Stevens goodness here.
Oh
And
yeah,
Johnny Quest.
Yeah.
You got to
Great.
do this one slow. Watch the fly in, Roger. Watch this. There you go.
You know, I don't
That's a
remember.
win right there.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
remember females looking like that in Johnny Quest.
What?
Well,
I
that's
don't
because you
remember
were
them
in
looking
Florida and New York.
Oh,
They all
I remember kind of choppy animation. I
Yeah.
remember Bandit. You know, but I don't remember females looking like that on the show. I mean, I was a youngster, but you know, my memory is not that great. But I definitely would have remembered her.
Hey, in some cases, the comics improved upon the original source material.
Oh, okay. I think that's the case. Yeah. I think, you know, because that's you know, Bannon would have swept the floor with these females. You know what I mean? Yeah, so
Bannon? Oh, I'm like,
Yeah.
Steve?
oh man,
I quit.
I told you my memory is a little shaky, my lady.
I don't know, but he's a creeper too. You could probably, I don't know.
Oh,
Well,
there's
he
creepers
was-
all around. Are you kidding me?
He was the heavy, you know. He was. I mean, Dr. Quest was kind of like the more cerebral guy, and then what was
Yeah.
it? His name Ace Bannon, I think. He was like the
Okay.
muscle, you know, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
he always got to beat up the guy at the end or whoever it was.
Who was that? Was that
Bannon, like
Haji?
Biff Tannen. Haji!
Haji.
Oh,
Haji,
he's
right?
little
Haji?
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
He's the
Haji.
brother. He's the little buddy, the kick
Yeah.
psychic. What was the dog's name? Wasn't there a dog?
Bandit.
Bandit.
Because he
My
had
bad.
the little
Oh,
eyes. He had the.
Oh, Race
mask.
Bannon, not Ace Bannon. Thank you, Michael. Race Bannon. I told you my memory is
Jeez.
spotty.
He said, "Geez,
God.
you're killing them. They're face palming across the country, multiple countries. Roger, come on, let's get it together."
Oh, man.
All right, guys, we've had fun. We've actually got it in about an hour. Even if we give it another 5 minutes to say goodbye, I think Roger still in his Mississippi mud time will still find it at about an hour. So, so I say we cut it. Thank you all. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Fun to have special guests
Thanks
as
for
always.
having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
It was a blast.
Yeah, and-
it was a blast, really.
And anytime you want to come back on, just wait for an invitation.
Oh, my
Ooh.
God.
I told you, my
Got
lady,
it.
didn't I tell you?
I'll be waiting.
I told you.
Oh, God. All right, cool, man. Sounds
All
good.
right, but
Listen, I've been here a year. Trust me, I know this guy.
All right.
Trust me.
yeah,
Trust me.
and you still get that invitation every week,
I
Roger.
still get the invitation. Yeah. I haven't been able to rub that out from an email yet. Yeah. Haven't been able to.
Put me in the spam folder.
No, it jumps out. It's cursed. It just right there. Nothing I can do.
Okay, guys. Well, I had fun. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it, Lady Fantastic. Everybody, sub her up if you're not sub to her. If I'm on top of my stuff tomorrow, I'll have her added to the description. Link to her channel. That doesn't always happen, but I'll try my best. But you heard it here. Go sub up, Lady Fantastic. Great content, great channel, and an all around great gal. Woohoo! And we have always. Let's see. I know DS wants to say his goodbyes first, because it's one of his favorite parts of the chat.
Aww.
I can go first.
Hold on.
I just might do your own homework, and that's it.
Do your own homework.
Do your own homework.
Don't do somebody
you
else's,
can't-
and don't let somebody else's do yours. Do your own
You
homework.
can't take $5 to do somebody else's homework? I think I'd do it.
Man, that sounds like an income stream, man. You could buy some more pants with that.
No, who needs that?
That's an old joke, my lady. That's an old joke. Old running joke.
Yeah. It's an old
Buying
no
pants?
faces chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, DS has a very limited pants budget. On account of he reallocates those funds towards patches for the pants and comics.
Yeah, I'm still going strong. I haven't bought a new pair of pants since then, but
Sounds like you're bragging.
I
Sounds like
lost
you're
a pair of
bragging.
shorts on vacation, so I broke down and bought a pair of shorts at Walmart the other night. But I bought the cheapest ones I could find for like $9.98 or something. So,
Are they like
Wow.
American flag pants? I hope they are.
Hey, DS, let me give
like
you.
$12. I'm not wasting $12 on.
Hey,
Yeah,
yes,
screw
let me
that,
give you
man.
some advice. Let me give you some advice when you go on vacation with the significant other. Goodwill, $3 shorts, $3.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
I bought 3 for $3. She knows no difference. She doesn't know the difference.
And you might find comics there too while you're there, so you can
It's
combine
true.
it with a hunt.
Yeah.
One-stop
I
shop.
hit Goodwill
I've never found one in
on a
Goodwill.
basis for comics, and they have them, but they haven't had anything new since I go there. Usually once a week I hit somewhere local, like a thrift store, antique store, or you know, Goodwill. There's a lot of those things around here. I hit one every week, sometimes two, and you know, I've exhausted it. But I'm up on everything they have, so they get anything new, I'll find it.
Well, DS, you're not going to find any pants in a comic shop.
No, I don't go to comic shops.
Not.
No, that's too high end for him. You know, has
Really?
to be.
Comic shops don't have really. I don't go to comic shops. I don't buy new books, and I don't buy games, and I don't like paying retail. So.
Hey, look, man, you're the one winning.
Yeah, absolutely. You got the books to show for it. I like
Yeah.
it. And
great.
that's the beauty of the No Faces chat. You also don't have to wear pants.
Oh
So
my
this
god.
is you got the pants-free chat.
Let's not
rolling.
put that visual out there, please. Let's not do that.
Hey, but the beauty of it is, since y'all have never seen it, it's the the limits are only your imagination.
And now I can't
Dark
get
turn.
that image out of my head. Thank you.
Sorry, I hate that for you. Jean Paul Ace Peter came in to say goodbye. Ranger Sly did too.
Ranger
And
Slide
I
right
said-
here. Another
Ranger
super
Slide's been in for
knowledgeable
a minute.
man. In fact, he was saying that Smurfs were created in Belgium in 1958. So if you have any Smurf comics, those were originally
Belgian.
from back then. Yeah, they were like little
like that.
demons or something, I believe. They're not really friendly things originally.
But what we know and what we read as and identify as a traditional comic was something that arose in America, right? Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our
Yeah,
art
and then-
form,
yeah.
kind of. Yeah, it's distinctly
Yeah.
American. The style, at least. Yes,
Like
just
Twain.
like Twine, not the rope, the Arthur.
Like, well,
Yeah.
no, yeah, the Twain, like Twain and Dylan and all
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. All right, I'm getting off here. I'm going to cut the stream if you guys don't quit. So that we have Roger say goodbye.
All right,
you
I'm
say
stopping.
goodbye. No, Roger didn't say goodbye. Say goodbye, Roger, will you?
All right, everybody. Thanks again for stopping by and putting up with Bub.
Yeah.
We like to have your support when we are suffering through this. So thank you very much. Just kidding. Just kidding. Thank you, Lady Fantastic, for being here. It was absolutely a pleasure and an honor to have you on here. Everybody, you know the score. Be blessed and be back on the No Faces chat and on Metarog, Lady Fantastic, DS, and everybody in the chat. Out.
Yes, thank you. And thank you all for joining us. We'll be back next week, barring any major injury or groin pains, for the No Faces comic chat on Monday night, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, and I really don't know what time it is the rest of the country, but we'll be here. Thank you all, and read a comic. Goodbye.
Bye.